Hey guys, Peter from Panda here. Look what I bought. I bought another movement watch. Why did I buy another movement watch? Because, I've been pretty impressed with them, and this is kind of a new one, the most recent addition to their line. This is kind of their new box, I guess, that coffin style box that I showed you before on the other one. And there it is. Why this is new is it's a different size and a different color. So let's take a look at it. This is going to be a smaller watch. This is their 40 millimeter watch. And you can see that it pretty much follows the same design language as all the movements that have movements as in the brand, all the movement watches that have come before it. Kind of that simple, almost, I kind of think of it as like a 1980s style design. Just really simple, no numerals anywhere, just applied hour markers. What I wanted to really take a look at today on this one is, now that they're adding specifically colored dials, what does that dial look like? In pictures and capturing color and iridescence and everything is always kind of tricky, but wanted to take a look at this and see what they're doing for with my own eyes. So first of all, I'll get it running here. Come on. All right. Japanese Miyota Quartz movement. I think this is kind of the same movement they use in everything except for their chronographs, which is a Miyota chronograph movement, obviously. This just has 3 hands. The dial, or the hands, the second hand, and the applied hour markers all look like polished silver. Might be a little hard. Let me get a little better light on here for you. Sorry. Polished silver. If the reflection gets too bad, I'll shut off a light here. But just polished hands, nice depth to those hour markers. They are applied and kind of give some depth to the dial, but everything else on that dial is flat. The minute markers and the movement logo look like silver paint. Not quite as shiny or chrome-like as the hands. The cool thing on the bezel here is that it ties together nicely because the beveled edge here is also polished, so that really matches the hands really well. Think a mineral crystal on the front. It's flat with just a little bit of protrusion, just the smallest amount of protrusion above the case. Now what's cool here is that they have 2 different finishes. A polished edge, beveled edge, and then brushed finish on the sides and on the lugs here too. So, and you can actually see that the brushing on the top is circular as opposed to just kind of being directional out. These lugs kind of flow nicely, very traditional style here, etc., etc. And the watch is pretty thin. No exhibition case back, obviously, but just kind of a pressed-in stainless steel case here. All right, crown, movement logo. So kind of all the standard movement stuff. Last thing I'll say about the dial is I like blue watches. They're my favorite. This one is it may actually look a little purple on camera, but it's truly blue. It's a full-on royal blue, and you can see as I'm kind of swinging it back and forth here, you can see a little bit of that iridescence. Kind of looks like a solar flare there. The dial isn't super shiny, and I can't pick up any texture per se on it, but the paint that they use is a little bit like, I don't know, like an automotive finish. I mean, there's not, I can't see any like pearl flake, but it's obviously has kind of a little bit of a metallic finish. So really nice if you're a, royal blue fan. This should work for you. The watch band on here is kind of a dark brown. Maybe it looks a little more mahogany on camera than it does in person. It just, I would call it kind of a milk chocolate or a dark chocolate color. And I think the lighting is just making it look a little redder than it is in person, but just brown. But a handsome watch. Go ahead and see if we can show it to you, and then I want to show you some of the real innovation here, something that I wanted to see for myself for the first time on a movement watch, or any watch for that matter. So there it is, 40 millimeter with a 20 millimeter strap. This is not a big watch by any means, and on my 7.5 inch wrist, you know, it looks like a pretty good daily wearer. And if you like watches that are simple designs, kind of with classic good looks, and is relatively compact so that you can wear it under a sleeve without knocking it around, and certainly something that's in a price point that you don't have to lose sleep over at about $120 on this watch, I think you're getting a pretty good value, right? It's just a good classic looking watch. Now, we've kind of gone over the aesthetics. Let me flip it over here, and I'm going to take a look and learn about something that is new to this watch, and it's this quick release mechanism for the watch bands. So the key here is that they're advertising buy any of the watch bands and quickly install them and remove them. So it's kind of like a standard spring bar. I'm really curious how this works, but as you can see here, it has a little tab that you can pull in, and it's basically moving the spring bar down. Alright, so I don't want to totally disassemble or ruin the watch band, but it basically looks like they have installed and fixed this little pin here to the spring bar. What that does is makes it really easy, just like any type of standard installation with the spring bar. You push this end in, and now you've got to get that other pin in, and this makes it easy. Just push that little, kind of like it's a small BB actually, or feels like it, and then you can get your spring bar in. It's on both sides, and presumably any of the movement watch bands that you buy, you get them with these, the leather watch bands I assume, and maybe even the metal ones. Seems like it should work with just about any material. And there, it just comes right out. I'm really impressed with this, because I'm going to say that I don't think this little pin there, which is like a small BB, is going to wear on your wrist or feel uncomfortable. So you're not going to have a princess and the pea problem of having, feeling something that could, create a hot spot or something like that on you. But it's one of those simple innovations that I'm surprised this is the first time I've seen it. The other company that's really innovating on watch bands, in my opinion, is Apple, with their removable links without tools, etc., etc. I don't know why watch companies aren't looking at kind of the simple things here. And on this genuine leather watch band, it certainly makes it easy to order a few other watch bands and install them here. So this quick release for the spring bar is really cool. I'd love to see it on more watches. You could probably get this type of spring bar and cut a little notch in a watch band and use it with your existing ones, but until then, Movement is really the only one that seems to have it. So big thumbs up to them on that. And again, if you like the smaller watch in their style, in that Movement simple style, kind of Spartan style, a great watch to get. And I've been really impressed with kind of how much innovation and new classic design they're bringing at a very, very affordable price point. So Peter von Panda for the 40 millimeter Movement watch with the easily removable watch bands. Out.